Today I'm making a sketchbook tour. Finally. I had plans to make this a little bit earlier, but it's like the last day of the year and I had a goal for myself to like get this done by the end of the year and I just barely made it. So I finished it yesterday and I already started my next one because I was just so excited that I finally got this thing done. It's my 11th one and it was kind of difficult for me because I usually, well, I think I've gotten slower, but when I started drawing, I would finish sketchbooks like in a month. So I had that kind of pressure on me to like keep that up, but it just kind of slowed down. I don't know, it started taking like 3 months, and then I'm pretty sure this one took like a year, but this one took me 2 years. And I was super frustrated about that. I felt like I was never gonna finish it, and I was thinking maybe I should just start a new one. But honestly, you know, like if I keep drawing, like I'll eventually get it done. So, it is really weird to look at this one because some of the older sketches are like really old. But yeah, it's kind of strange, but I'm just glad I got it done. And I am not like, I don't feel very proud about this one. I feel like because of there was like a huge time gap between when I started and when I finished it. I don't necessarily feel connected to all of the really old sketches. But I think that if I am faster with my next sketchbook, I'll feel a little bit better about it. I don't know. I think I just wasn't drawing consistently enough to like have that, like, I don't know how to describe exactly what I mean. Because when I look back at some of my older sketchbooks, I have a lot of nostalgia for some of them. But this one, I don't know if I'm gonna feel that way or not. Maybe I will, who knows. Anyway, so yeah, this one's my 11th one. I started it February 28, 2022, and I finished it yesterday, which is 12/30/2024. This is a Strathmore Vision mixed media sketchbook. As of now, I think this kind of sketchbook is my favorite. It works great with watercolor, which is what I mainly use. Great with acrylic and dry medium too, and it's got a little bit of tooth to it, but it's not too much that it's super annoying. But yeah, let's get started. Yeah, I didn't do anything on the first page. I'm always kind of nervous to do something, but I think I just got so far away from it that I ended up not doing anything, because I think I sometimes draw on the first page. I don't know. It's like... Okay, so I actually did this when I was still in high school. I think I was a sophomore in high school, but I know that a lot of these first pages are a lot stronger, and then like I kind of lost my momentum. But I can't exactly like tell you what I was thinking when I drew a lot of these. I just remember I made them in high school. I remember I taped this in. I did this in art class. And then this, I had just bought my gouache. I bought the, I think, Holbein gouache. I'm saying I think, but I know they are. It's the Holbein ones. I had just bought them and I wanted to try them out here. Yeah. And I also like, there are a lot of ripped out pages here, so it includes like this section. I think somebody asked me for a piece of paper, but it's just some hummingbirds. I like doing animal pages. They're kind of like my go-to when I don't know what to draw. So here I'm doing cats. This page is like really messy, and this is also a mess. I planned to paint something here so that it would be kind of like a flip through thing, but it didn't really happen. There are some ripped out pages, and I like, there was a page right here that was kind of like this one, but it's gone now and I don't have it, so but this is just some like studies and stuff. I still kind of like these. They're not bad. And I really liked how I like did two colors and kind of layered them on top of each other and filled the page like this. I haven't done something where I'm filling this page like so fully like this in a while, so and this is just some watercolor stuff. Here I was doing a painting for a house. Painting, I was just messing around here. It was for a contest that I did. Here's just some more pencil drawings. This was squirrels and some roofs, I guess. I really like doing color pencil and I like watercolor, but I don't really like how they look together like this. I don't know. Like I'm saying, I like it more when it's just color pencil alone. But I think that's just because I don't know how to do it well. Because I like it when like other artists do. I just never like it when I do it. I think I might process it a little weird. That's probably why. So this is kind of the start of me losing traction already because I started working, so I just didn't have time. Like, I took my sketchbook to work because I was working in a fast food restaurant, and I didn't know what to do, so I just drew the area in the restaurant. But this was just practicing with the acrylics. I was drawing that house again, just like the front door, right here. And yeah, this is just some random sketches. I wasn't happy with these, I remember. And so I don't know how long the like time between these pages are, but I absolutely know that between this and like the other pages, there's probably like maybe weeks. So I just was out of practice, and all of the faces that I drew here were kind of weird, but I think I just didn't give myself enough grace, because like this one was one of the last ones I did, and I remember liking this one, but it's just like I didn't warm up, and I should have warmed up more. Like, these were rough, but I just didn't warm up. So, and then this was me doing some like OC stuff. Yeah, this page is really empty. I like to fill my pages. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just personally, like, I know I could have done more, like. And then this was like, I didn't know what to draw, so I'm pretty sure I just opened up Pinterest and drew whatever thing I found interesting. Here I went out to a park and I drew some geese and some clothing. I think at this point I also started to write a lot more in here, because for me, when I don't know what to draw, or I don't like have any, like I have an idea but I can't quite draw it, I always write it. And I think that just shows a lot more, because I would write a lot more in the sketchbook, which I usually didn't do. This was okay, I'm pretty sure this was junior year, and we had like in my art class, we had to do a sketchbook piece of work every year. Actually, no, this was senior year. Yeah, there was a huge jump. And yeah, I hadn't touched my watercolors in a while between this, so I tried these, and I thought they didn't look good, but I think they look fine. I do really like the lineless watercolor style. It's really cool. This was more for school. I don't remember what the prompt was, but it was something to do with seasons. So I drew like these little pots, and did these like flowers that I thought reminded me of every season. And this was the final thing. Everybody thought it looked fine, but I was just like, it doesn't look finished to me. It's whatever. A lot of these pages were ripped out and then I taped them back in, but this was like, I hadn't drawn my OCs in a while, and every time I tried to draw them I would have troubles, but I was trying to draw her here. And yeah, this page is really simple. Okay, so I know exactly what happened here. I was watching, I think, a Hayao Miyazaki documentary while he was making, I think it was Ponyo? I don't remember. But I was so inspired that I wanted to take one of my like stories and do his like kind of watercolor style where he's like storyboarding, I don't know. And just mess around and come up with some ideas. And so these are 3 of the characters from that story, and I was just doing that here for one of the locations in that story, just like world building stuff. This was again for school. I think the prompt was, well, I know the prompt was underwater, and I just didn't know what to do, so I drew this. I don't know. And this was like ranting. It's underneath here, and then I did do the seashell. I wish I had done more seashells on this entire page, but I didn't. So this was coming back to that watercolor stuff, more world building. I had a couple scenes, like 2 scenes in my head that I wanted to get down, and I got one of them right here, but the other one I couldn't quite get down. And then I also wanted to design like a deer creature, but I don't know anything about creature design, so I just ended up drawing deer here. So this like stuff was for school, and then I drew this, which is just like a tree that's in my area. It's really cool. It's got like, I call it cow bark, but it's like, it is cow bark. I don't know what the tree's called, and I tried looking it up, but I couldn't figure out what it was called. And then I drew these ones after. So sometimes I do like floor plans of different houses that my characters live in, and this is one of them. Well, it's not the floor plan, but it's one of the rooms, and I wanted to design like the entire area. They live on this little island right here, and I wanted to make a map for all the other islands, but I didn't end up finishing it. But I did want to figure out like the distance between all the other islands, because I just wanted to visualize that to make it easier to kind of understand what these people are living through. But I didn't really finish all that. So we went to like one of those plant like conservatory things, observatorium, I don't know, and we took a bunch of photos of plants and things. So I drew a bunch of the ones that I thought were really cool. Like there was this fan plant. I can't recognize the ones. I have to look at the photos. But after that, I realized that I really like drawing plants. So I just did that, plants and like fruits. And I did this here for school, and I just kept going. And I drew blueberries. I was having so much fun at this point. I think like I was starting to get back into the flow of making art, because I used to think that I hated drawing plants and flowers and everything, but I just realized here that it's fun. And they're so fun and pretty. And also pomegranates. I've never had one, but they look so luscious. I don't know if they taste good, and I don't really care, but they're so fun to draw. So here, I think around here, I was either looking back at my old sketchbooks or something, because I remember that I always did a hand page. So I decided to do some hand studies, and I didn't really like them, but they look fine. I think just comparing them to the reference was like, if I put the reference next to it, they would look off to me, but without the reference, they look okay. And then I was messing around with some markers here and drawing some herons and things. I wanted to practice people because I hadn't done that in a little bit, and I felt like I didn't remember what my style looked like. Yeah. So here I wanted to draw from my imagination these pencil sketches, but I immediately got frustrated with these, so I ended up pulling out some references and drawing boats instead, which I also think was inspired by looking back at my old sketchbooks, because I'm pretty sure I did a couple boat pages. I don't know why. I don't really care that much about boats, but it's fine. So here, this is a mess. I don't know how to do collage at all, but I was watching this one YouTuber. I don't remember her YouTube channel, but she does collage, and they're so pretty. And I think it was winter break, and I just like didn't know what to do, so I just pulled out a bunch of paints and started messing around, and I made this. It's not good, but it is a thing. Yeah, I'll put her name up right here. This was also for school. I had to do like anthropomorphic objects. Is that the right word? Doesn't matter. And basically just make objects alive. And my sketches were cute. I did them on my iPad, but when I brought them here, I rushed the marker job so fast, and I did not like any of these. I don't like this one. Actually, this one's kind of cute, but like this leg is bothering me, and I wish I had connected this one. But this one's eye fuzzed up because of the marker. This one did too. And this section is not very clear. Like, they look fine. And I also don't like this one line right there, but this bothers me a lot. I don't know. Anyway, so here I was trying to draw one of my other characters. She's one of those characters that like I have never been able to get her character design right, and I feel like I got somewhere close after a lot of work, but I still am not satisfied with it, and I don't really know why. And I don't know how to fix that. I think I need to do like an entire rework of her character, which is what I'm in the progress of doing, like of her personality and everything, because it just isn't working. And this is that page. I don't know. I've always had trouble with her hair too. It's a mess. So these pages are kind of rough. I don't like this painting. It feels so flat to me, and the colors remind me of like dentist. You know, when you're at the dentist and there's always like a ocean painting on the wall. This is what that reminds me of, and that's not necessarily like a terrible thing. Oh, they also have like a ocean thing on the TV as well. That, or they have like a cartoon. But this reminds me of that. I was planning for something else, but as soon as I made this, I immediately gave up. And these are just like, I'm pretty sure these 4 are for a drawing that I was gonna make on my iPad, and then this one was just a drawing for Pinterest. Okay, some whales with watercolor. Again, trying to do another OC page. I was reminded of my other sketchbooks, I used to do like these OC pages. And I tried to do that here. I was designing this one character, her name is Solus, and I didn't get very far. The problem is that I have a very specific image in my brain of like what she's supposed to represent, and it's kind of hard to get her down on paper. But I have the idea, and she just has long hair, long curly hair. So that's her. So these are just some sketches, and then I decided to try a little harder on this page. I have this written here because somebody stole my watercolors. I was doing a live painting for like an art show at my school, and I set down my watercolor set. It was this one. It's not this one, but it's the same brand. And I set it down, and I'm pretty sure some kid came by and snatched it, and I was so frustrated. Like, I was in the middle of painting, but I ended up buying a new one, and as soon as I got it, I made this. This one, I had gotten this pen, and it's not like a high quality pen or anything, it's just this little cheap pen, but I really liked the nib on it. It's very like tiny and precise. It's dry already, but I think a teacher gave it to us for AP tests as like a good luck charm or whatever, but I did these because I really liked the pen and how simple it was. I wish I could find like an artist quality pen that was like this so that it wouldn't run out so fast. And then, so here I was like, couldn't remember again how I draw faces, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm trying to remember my art style, and I ended up just pulling out references eventually. Some of these kind of look really wonky, like that one. This one's like wonky, but for some reason I kind of like it. And this one's really wonky to me. Yeah, a lot of these are really wonky. This one was, I guess, after I had warmed up. Just some birds. I also started picking up on this color scheme, which is just like green and orange, but I hooked onto it really hard. This was me doing some plannings for some postcards I was gonna make. And then, so I didn't know what to draw, so I pulled out my Pinterest board, and I had like these really interesting outfits. They're really pretty, but I don't know like where they're from or anything. They're just really pretty outfits, and I drew them here. And then I also found this flower that I thought was really cool. It's called the Nasturtium flower, and it's really pretty. And I watercolored. That was done with watercolor. I was really happy about these. So here I was watching, don't remember her channel name either, but I'll put it here. And it was a Sketchbook Tour, and the way she draws hair is so nice. It looks so soft, and she does it with colored pencils, and I was so inspired. I was like, I want to practice hair, because I draw hair, but I don't like render it. And this didn't necessarily make me start rendering hair, but I wanted to know what my hair like drawings would look like if I actually did. So here I didn't really know what to draw, so I just pulled out like a pen and just started doodling. And then I remembered that like I wanted to do like something with gouache, so I just drew some veggies and stuff. And then here I wanted to use ballpoint pen because I hadn't used it in a while. Ballpoint pen is such a good tool for sketching. It's just some sketches. I remembered that foreshortening is hard, so I decided to try doing some foreshortening drawings. This one turned out alright, but this one was giving me so much trouble, and I don't know why. I wanted to do some like watercolor landscape paintings, so that's what I did here. A lot of these drawings, again, are inspired by like looking back at my old sketchbook and remembering what kind of like pages I would do. And so in one of my old sketchbooks I did like 4 squares of these like landscape things. That's what I was reminded of to do this. And then I'm still holding on to this color scheme. I wanted to do like more of a full page. It's not fully full, but I think I was just like trying my hard to make these pages look nice. So yeah, so just some people. These pages are a mess. I wanted to do some roly-polies. I don't remember why I wanted to, but I also wanted to do some ink drawings because again, I was looking back in an old sketchbook and I was seeing ink drawings and I was like, I'm gonna try that because I have all these micron pens that I don't use very much. So I did these, and then I also painted these. This is a character of mine. And then I also wanted to use my markers more, so I did these. And then I just didn't know what to draw, so I ended up doodling up this entire page. I wanted to use my color pencils to make full drawings, kind of full drawings. So I did these little fishes, these goldfish. I wanted to design some stickers, but I didn't quite come up with anything that, like, I didn't end up making the stickers, but I did end up like printing them out and then taping them here to the front. But some of these are the ones I got used, like the star and the little guy. And here I bought some Tombow markers, the like dual tip ones, and I wanted to use them, so I made some blueberries and things. I wanted to practice doing some buildings as well. Again, looking back at my old sketchbooks. And I think I'm gonna keep repeating that, but it's just because I had taken such a long break between drawing that I kind of forgot what I was used to drawing and what I liked drawing. So I was just looking back and trying to remember and get myself like back into the flow. So that's kind of what happened here. And then this, I had ripped out a page of this exact thing from another story of mine, and I wanted to have it kind of logged in so that I had a place to look for it. And so this is that, and also coming up with future illustration ideas here. So here we went to Florida, and we went on a like an Everglades airboat ride, and it was so cool, and I loved seeing the lily pads and everything. So I wanted to, like, as soon as I got back to our hotel, I wanted to paint these like lily pad locations. And then I was like, what else can I think of to draw on this page? And so I was like, I guess I'll draw some alligators. And then just some stoats. I don't know if we even have stoats where I live, but I thought these were weasels, but then I like looked at all of the references that I was looking at on Pinterest, and apparently there were stoats, and I was like, those are so cute. I really like this one. So I think I was drawing digitally, and I realized that I was having trouble drawing people again, like the figure, and they're specifically torsos. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just do some gesture practice, where I pulled out like 2-minute gestures. I wanted to practice color pencils again, so just some more fruit drawings and stuff. I bought some Hahnemuhle gouache for a class, and I was testing them out here. Those paints are so hard. I really don't like them. They're kind of chalky, and I don't know, I just don't like them. The color's kind of weird, and I didn't really do well with color mixing or anything. I just used the colors that I had available, but I do still like the page. I like the messiness of it. Yeah, so this stuff is for art class, for the art class I was doing. It's just like, we had to do like a line drawing. So, yeah. So here, I was watching a video, and I don't know exactly what the name of the channel is, but I think it's Drawing Sessions. And he just like does these really long drawing sessions of him doing like creature studies and creature design, concept art type stuff, and he just draws with like a ballpoint pen. And I watched it, and I was like, what, drawing with it? I was having so much fun. I had just watched the Little Women movie, and so I was drawing a lot of like girls with like braids and dresses and things. But these are all from my imagination. I was so happy, except for this one. I was so happy because I felt like I couldn't draw without references, and I hadn't really bothered to try and see what would happen if I didn't use references, and I just sat down and drew, like, and this is what came out of that. I really like this one. And then this is just some gestures and stuff. Oh. So this was for school. I had to do like a block print with, we had to carve it out, and I have it here. Here. This was so much fun. I might do more of that in the future, but I really enjoyed it, and I ended up printing 2 of them in my sketchbook just to have them there. I don't really know what's going on here. This kind of thing is not really up my alley. I was watching a lot of videos of like people with really aesthetic art styles, and I was like, let me try something like that. But I don't know if that kind of thing is really up my alley. I really do like this page, but like, I don't know. I like this tomato though, looks fun. This was more stuff for school. I was just coming up with some ideas for a collage I was gonna do. But I also got really hooked on this like market idea. I had drawn something here and I wanted to keep going. And then I also did this drawing of a flower shop that is in one of my stories. So this is like world building stuff. Yeah, and I did that here, but this is some expressions just because I wanted to practice. But I wanted to make this like flower shop because I had it in my mind and I wanted to get it down. And I didn't really finish it because I got bored. Like this area is not finished in that area, but at least it's here so that I can reference it. Yeah. More the OCI that I mentioned, that OC that I mentioned that I couldn't get her design down. I was like, okay, well, let me try and do some reevaluating then. Let me get some of the other aspects of her character down. So I was gonna do a whole redesign page here, but I ended up just doing this instead, like her what's in my bag type thing. And then this was more stuff for school. I was planning an illustration. We were practicing perspective, so I did this here, and then I ended up just like messing around a bunch on this page. But I really liked this drawing of this like girl with split pants. I would imagine they're like 2 pants that were sewn together, and I liked her hair and everything. This is a drawing that I made. I was thinking I was gonna do this for my full illustration for my class, but I ended up just doing it here instead. I wanted to do some light studies, as in like still lifes. So I tried using the gouache, my Hahnemuhle gouache for that. These are really rough, but I had fun. And then I also did some lizards. I wanted to do some like just pencil drawings. I think that this one turned out alright, but there's still like something that I'm not too satisfied with these 3, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think they're a little bit too messy or something, or I don't know, maybe if there's like a lack of clarity. I really don't know, but I did like this one, and I think that it's kind of simple, which maybe is what I was looking for. Not too sure. Here I was going to design another character, but I kind of didn't do it. Here was me having a breakdown because I didn't want to go to work. But I just decided I would like tape in, because underneath this is like something that I didn't really want, so I ended up taping over all these receipts of like stuff that I drew while I was at work. Yeah. So this page didn't get finished, but I was gonna do like one of each room for one of my characters for the story, but I didn't end up finishing it, and I don't think I will, unfortunately. I realized that I don't really like doing very tiny watercolor things like this. I would have rather these drawn paintings been bigger. And also, I don't know why I don't like blocking in. What I like about watercolor is like the whole blending aspect of it. So I don't 100% like painting tiny details for the entire painting, and that's what this really was. It was just like tiny detail after tiny detail. I was just like, I might as well use markers, to be honest. So this is me coming back to that doodle that I did of the girl with the split pants. I haven't given her a name, and I don't know if I'm even gonna make this a character of mine, but I was just having fun with this. So this page was me starting my final stretch. I really wanted to do like this challenge here. I was watching, I think it's Sketches of Shay, one of her videos. It was a sketchbook tour. I think it's called her most important sketchbook or something. But in that video, she had like a couple sections where she was gonna do like 100 hands, 100 feet, 100 figures, and I was like, I'm gonna do that. Well, I'm not gonna do 100, but I'm gonna fill a page with these things so I can finish this sketchbook, because I was so close. Like a few more pages left. So this is hands. They turned out all right. This is feet. I don't know how I feel about drawing feet. I know a lot of people really don't like drawing feet, but it's just like, I don't even draw feet that often. Like, I just draw the shoe. So if I'm using a reference, it's okay, but I don't think I could draw an accurate foot without a reference, because I just don't draw feet often. Then we got figures and faces, and then I did some clothes here and some objects. This page is my least favorite. I didn't really enjoy drawing these. I think I was like doing these all in like one go, so by the time I got here I was just like, oh my goodness. And then I ended up giving up here. I was gonna do more landscapes, but I ended up painting with my other gouache. So and then I decided I was gonna paint some fish here, and then I guess I was just trying to get the sketchbook done. This page underneath all of these doodles are sketches for school, but then I was just like, let me just cover the whole page in gel pen doodles. So that's what that is. And then here, I was drawing one of my characters. He always looks really funny with these markings on his face, but it's okay. And then I also bought Posca pens for the first time, because I really wanted to try them. So I was just messing around with that here for the last page. I really like how flat the color is, and that you can layer it on top of each other. Like, I wrote that here, layers. Like, if you kind of color on top of it, it just like layers solid. So I was really happy about that. And this paper takes it just fine. I don't know what would happen if I just rubbed a lot, but like, I'm not gonna do that. I just kind of do like one spread of it. But I did that here and here. And then I gave up with this last page. And I decided to do this little page with one of my characters for the end. So yeah, this sketchbook was a journey, and I'm glad it's over, and I don't want to look back because I'm so tired of this thing. I'm like, I don't know how I got through this, but at the same time I'm like, I'm so glad I got through this. I'm moving on, and I'm not looking back ever again. But I'm exaggerating. Yeah, this is my 11th sketchbook. I had a lot of fun with it. I already started my next one right here. This one, I've used this sketchbook before, but I really like the paper of it, and it takes watercolor really well. It's soft cover, and it's gonna get damaged, I know, but I still really like it. And it's also not spiral. I don't mind spiral, actually, but I wanted to get a sketchbook where I could like do spreads. I also bought a square sketchbook. I'm not going to use this one for like actual sketchbook work because it's just a watercolor sketchbook, but it's like 100% cotton. I'm pretty sure this one is too. This one as well. But I'm really excited to use this for like outdoor stuff, like because I really want to do urban sketching, like go outside and draw basically. And I'm also not going to put a lot of pressure on myself because this sketchbook looks really cool, and I do not want to put a lot of pressure on myself because of it. Oh my goodness, it's already 2025, and I guess if I have any goals for myself for the new year, sketchbook wise, I want to get this thing done this year. that's my goal. And I think I can do it. The sketchbook is not very big. And I love this paper anyway. And I'm already feeling a little bit inspired. And I know that that might not last, but I have a little bit of confidence in myself, especially since I was actually able to get that thing done. So, wish me luck.